Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. Today I'm participating in what I think is my very first vinyl tag. I don't think I've done one of these before. So this is Vinyl Tag 2025. It was initiated, I guess you could say, brought to everybody from Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. And I don't think I've seen his channel before, so I went ahead and subbed him. I liked the video, so I'll go ahead and start following him. But I'm going to get into this because this can be sort of long, especially when we get to the very last question. So let's get started on this. So I have a list here. This is his list. Here's me over here. All right, number one, best purchase of 2024, new or old. And I was kind of like racking my brain going, did I get this year? What did I like? And then I'm like, duh, there was a big one for me that came out this year. So I have to bring this one up, of course. And it's a 45, but it's the Billy Joel Turn the Lights Back On. But I was happy to get a new song from him. Really like the song. Love the video. If you haven't seen the video, you got to check that out. It just takes you through his career, uses some CGI, but it's just really well done. So yeah, this is my best purchase of the year, I would say. All right. Okay. What do we have next? Oh, and by the way, that this is him holding up his list, the Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. I meant to bring that up earlier. Missed my cue, but that's him. That's him over there. Okay, so let's bring up his list. Number two, excuse me. Um, 50 years later, best album from 1974. So this one, I'm basically, I looked at what I have on vinyl, and this is out of my vinyl collection. This can change. There's a lot of good albums in there, obviously. But I would say the best album 1974 for me is this one. It's been in my, I've had it on cassette, I've had it on CD. Here it is on album. But 461 Ocean Boulevard by Eric Clapton. Just, I mean, starts off with Motherless Children with all the multiple layers of guitars. It's killer. Um, I could do without Willie and the hand jive, but it works. I Shot the Sheriff is on here. Get Ready. Please Be With Me is a nice little ballad. Let It Grow, and an instrumental at the end, Mainline Florida. So just a great album I can put on and enjoy front to back without an issue. Okay, where are we here? Number three. Yeah, number three, an album that defines a genre. Okay, not not big on genres or oh, sorry. Let me mention this one too. This is an honorable mention for uh what was it, 1974. This came out in 1974 also. And this is Frank Zappa's Apostrophe. This is one that's really grown on me, so I wanted to do a little honorable mention of this one. Just a great album. Yes, it does have the uh, don't eat the yellow snow, which every kid in high school, middle school knew. But the album itself is just really good. Good album. Well done. Okay. All right. So defines a genre. This is the closest I had. I wasn't going to get like um, eh, typical, like, okay, here's Bob Marley, for reggae and stuff like that. I thought this is one that sticks out to me. This 13 floor elevators, Easter everywhere. It has a cover of Baby Blue, the Dylan song on there. Just a great psychedelic album. All these wavy sounds is the best I can describe them. They um, from what I've heard, acid trips. This is kind of like the sounds that the way you hear things when you're going through a trip, and it's on here. So anyway, yeah, it's very psychedelic, very cool. I think this was their second album, but yeah, this I think this defines the genre of psychedelic music to me. I know there's all kinds of forms of it, but when I think of psychedelic, I think of that album. All right, what's our next one here? keep cutting myself off here. Best band from your home country. Okay. Well, good thing they said band because you knew who I was going to go to as far as favorite artist. So said band. I kind of thought about it and whatever and went back and forth, but I kind of landed on this. Now ask me tomorrow on any of these things and that can change. But right now I'm feeling Credence, especially this album, Cosmos Factory. This is my favorite album by them. I have everything except for I think their last two albums on vinyl, but Cosmos Factory, I mean, it's just a greatest hit. Starts off with an awesome Ramble Tamble. They do a cover of Before You Accuse Me, traveling bands on here, Ooby Dooby, Looking Out My Back Door, Run Through the Jungle. I mean, that's a greatest hits right there on side one. Up Around the Bend, um, Who'll Stop the Rain, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and Long as I Can See the Light, which is a great song too. Just love the atmosphere of that song. So there you go, from my United States favorite band right there. Okay, let me come over here. Um, home country, an artist you miss dearly. Yeah, there's that. This I didn't even have to put a lot of thought into. It's somebody that comes in my mind almost on a daily basis, and I'm still sort of in shock that he's gone. And it's Tom Petty, especially this album. I mean, this I played this like crazy. I didn't buy it when it first came out. I got into Petty a little bit later. I knew Don't Come Around Here No More and all that, but once I started getting into him after like Full Moon Fever and Into the Great Wide Open, those albums brought me in. And then I started building my Petty collection. But once I heard this album, I was like, oh, especially the song Southern Accent. Yeah, there's just certain times I put this on or other albums and just yeah, I miss not having like new music from him. Just having knowing he's on this planet, just definitely miss that guy. So definitely missed as far as I'm concerned. Best live album in your collection. And this one kind of snuck up. I have a lot of live albums that I like and I enjoy, but right now, the top of my list is this Thin Lizzy that came out on right here, Record Store Day. Live and Dangerous at I think that's Hammersmith, November 16th, 1976. Just captures the Jailbreak album, and it's two albums and recorded well, sounds good, gets their energy, all that. So I just listened to Jailbreak for the first time after having it in my collection. It got kind of put away. I never listened to it after like almost 2 years, and I listened to it. I was like, oh man! So I really got into that album, and then a couple months later, this was announced. I'm like, oh, got to grab it. So I'm starting my little venture into Thin Lizzy. I don't go past Jailbreak or this yet, but I'm gonna check them out a little bit further. But yeah, this is a great live album right here. I think almost the whole Jailbreak album is on there. Okay, keep going to the wrong side. All right. Your partner just dumped you. What album are you putting on? I thought about it and kind of like I don't think I'd put anything like depressing or anything like that. I think I would put on something that would just make me feel something. And this album definitely makes me feel something when I'm listening to the music. Uh, I mean, just starting out with Out on the Weekend, Harvest, A Man Needs a Maid. That's a good sort of like, not a heartbreak song, but it's kind of like a guy that just doesn't, from my understanding of the song, it just doesn't just come and go. I don't really need a woman around, just come and clean the house and leave kind of thing. Then you have Heart of Gold, which is a type of love song. But just yeah, There's a World. Just the feel of this album and the lyrics, and he brings you through different things. So I would think this one would be one I'd put on if I'm going through a breakup, just to kind of clear my head and it kind of just get into it kind of thing. All right. Uh, let's see your partner number 8. Best sounding drums on an album. There's a lot. I mean, I could easily go to Phil Collins and things like that, but any one of this guy's albums, the drums sound great. I especially like him here on Moanin'. This is the first Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers album that I picked up, and it just started from there. So I just love his drumming on everything he does. I know there's more songs out there on rock albums and all that with these great drums. I could name 100 Liberty DeVito songs. Well, maybe not 100, but a bunch of Liberty DeVito style. Um, there's other artists that stick out. Neil Peart stuff, things like that. But right now, kind of I'm on this still on this kick after a couple years, and this is some great sounding drums right here. He's the band leader and he's a drummer, so there you go. Um, let's see, favorite artist who is a member of two or more bands. Um, two or more bands. Um, Jimi Hendrix, right? Okay, at least two. Yeah, it was the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and I always just looked at him as Jimi Hendrix. I never realized that's a band name. I just ignored Experience. It was always just Jimi Hendrix to me. But the Jimi Hendrix Band, and then of course I didn't pull that one out, but Band of Gypsies. So yeah, I mean, you'd fight me on this one, right? Best. What was the actual thing here? Um, uh, Favorite artist who is a member? Yeah, he would be my favorite artist of two or more bands. So yeah, Jimi Hendrix. All right, let's bring it back up. Beatles or Stones? Look, I look at this as um, catalog, right? And even though the Beatles had less albums than the Stones, the Stones had some albums that I'm just not into, but the Beatles catalog, I need the whole thing. So it wasn't hard for me to pick, especially, this is kind of right around my favorite album by them. This has really grown on me. I didn't never really realized how good this album was or is with Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane, Baby You're a Rich Man, All You Need Is Love. It's a psychedelic album also could fit in that category. But yeah, the Beatles win that for me. Um, there are some Stones albums that I love. Beggar's Banquet, um, Let It Bleed. Those are definitely favorites, but the Beatles win overall if I'm gonna pick a band. All right. Um, you found a bag of weed. What are you gonna listen to? Well, I'll just go right back to my days of whatever. I would play this all the time. Yep, I don't even need to say more. I mean, this one and there's a couple of their albums, but yeah, this one I would put on, no doubt. All right. Let's see, an album from the 1980s you still listen to. I listen to a lot of stuff in the 80s, but one in particular, I was trying to think. There's bands that I've gotten into later, like Tears for Fears and Cyndi Lauper. I've gotten into them later on that I wasn't necessarily into, so I'm like, okay, what's one I've been listening to since the 80s and it hasn't grown old? This one, Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. I thought this was sort of a comeback album for him. He had a lot of stinkers in the 80s, as far as I'm concerned. Um, he had, good hit songs and singles that worked for him, but the albums were not great, like what we had in the beginning with like Tumbleweed and Madman and Yellow Brick Road. But I thought this one was a solid album. It does have an 80s atmosphere to it. It has Healing Hands on it. I think Club at the End of the Street was also a single. Oh, Sacrifice is on here too. This might be one I would listen to also after a breakup. It has a lot of um, the music kind of just draws something out of me, and I think he was setting this up to be sort of a 70s tribute or something, but I don't really hear it. Maybe Club at the End of the Street or 60s tribute, something like that. But yeah, like Blue Avenue and Whispers. Yeah, there's some songs on there. I think I would probably put this on if I was going through a breakup or something, or just broke up with somebody. But yeah, but this is a really good album that I just love putting on. I like it from beginning to end. Okay, we have, let's see, an artist whose political stance has soured you. I think a lot of guys are picking this guy, but yeah, Clapton, I just don't know where he stands on things. But this is a case of, I've been listening to this guy forever. I'm not going to throw away my albums. I'm just going to kind of think about his interviews. But yeah, Clapton. Don't like to put him in a good light, but definitely don't agree with his political point of view. Uh, shower, show a favorite record label. Everybody's picking Apple. I do like Apple. That is a cool record label. But one that sticks in my head right now. Oh, do I have my little things around here? No, I don't. Is the Blue Note label. I know it's pretty plain, whatever, but anytime I see it, I go ooh, and I get excited. Uh, just I have so many Blue Note records now, and they're all really good. But I like that label. I like the look of it. This I don't know, the print, the way it's done, just reminds me it's kind of classy, but just well done. And they've changed the label over the years, but this is one of my favorites right here. So yeah, definitely the Blue Note label right now. Oop, let me get this one back in here. And this is a good album too, by the way. Lee Morgan the Sidewinder. They used this song in uh, a scene in Better Call Saul. This was the first time I recognized a jazz song. I was like, oh, I know that song, and I could name it. I was excited. All right. Uh, Run of three great singles. Okay. All right. This one we could have a little fun with here. I actually pulled it up. I'm gonna pull it up again here. Sorry, I thought I had this ready to go, but I didn't. All right. And this is going to be a little fun because it's this guy. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people had three great singles, but I mean, let's look at this. Um, just say go to singles. All right. Okay. I would go even right here, The Ballad of Billy the Kid, The Entertainer, and Say Goodbye to Hollywood. Those are three really good songs. I can't name a Billy Joel song I don't like, but I would say mm, probably Just the Way You Are, Moving Out, and Only the Good Die Young. I mean, come on. Then you have The Stranger, My Life, Big Shot. Those were three in a row. I didn't know Until the Night was a single. That's interesting. Or All for Lena. Oh, wow. Let's see. Well, look at this. You May Be Right. It's still rock and roll. Don't ask me why. I mean, come on. Uh, Pressure, Allentown, Good Night, Saigon. Um, Innocent Man, Longest Time, Leave a Tender Moment Alone. Some of these I didn't realize were released this night. I didn't realize was, and I love that's my favorite song off that Innocent Man album. Um, then it gets, I didn't really care for Modern Woman. I mean, it's I'll listen to it. It's not my favorite Billy Joel song, I guess you could say. A Matter of Trust, This Is the Time, and Baby Grand. I mean, those are so he's had several, you know, three songs, three singles in a row that were just great. So, yep, got to bring up, I'm not going to do one of these without him, right? Come on. All right, getting to the end here. An album you never tire of. There's a lot. Oh, bringing up him and bringing up everything. Goodbye. Um, this one right here. Oh, these are backwards. Let me just look at this real quick. Oh, I missed one. Hold on. Sorry. Three great singles. Number 16. Record store day purchase that you actually currently listen to. Okay, sorry. I kind of skipped there, guys. My bad. This one. When this came out, of course, this has always been a favorite album since I first heard it in like what, 94, 95. Sheryl Crow, Tuesday Night Music Club. This was the record store day release. 2 LP set on like a blue vinyl, I think. But yeah, this one, I just never get tired of that album. I just like what they did on it. It's really good. Waiting to see if she's going to release some more of her stuff on vinyl. Like to see her next 5 or 6 albums on vinyl. Uh, okay. You could be reincarnated as any artist, dead or alive. Who's it going to be? I'm going with Billy Joel. I mean, I always wanted to play piano like him. I always, yeah, just everything about him. Um, yeah, it'd have to be Billy Joel. I mean, yeah, but keep him around for a long time. I don't want to be reincarnated for hundreds of years. I want him to live forever. Um, oop, let's see. Um, Best 3 lines in a song. Okay. What did I do with it? Um, right now, like one that sticks with me right now, there's always, I mean, there's a ton of good songs out there. But there's a song by Leonard Cohen called Treaty, and this isn't exactly 3 lines, um, but it's close. It's still lines that so I'm gonna cheat with 4, I guess. I've seen you change the water into wine. I've seen you change it back to water too. I sit at your table every night. I try, but I just don't get by with you. So that's part of the song that I really like. It's a guy struggling with religion and beliefs and things like that. It's something I can relate to. Um, and the other part of it I like too is I wish there was a treaty we could sign. I don't care who takes this bloody hill. I'm angry and I'm tired all the time. I wish there was a treaty between your love and mine. So yeah, that's been one that's been on my mind a lot. I like lyrics. And it's funny, like my mind goes blank when I try to do this, but that one stuck out. So Treaty by Leonard Cohen. Where did I put the album? I don't know, but did I put it back? I guess I put it back, but I have that album. It's off of his very last album. You Like It Darker, or You Want It Darker, I think it was called. Okay, can't believe I put that one back. Let's see. An album you never tire of. Okay, so that's the one I was skipping to but didn't show. This one, I don't get tired of this one. This is the album that got me into Van Halen. And it was the only Van Halen album for me for a very long time. And then I finally got into all their stuff, and I own all their stuff now except for Van Halen 3, I think. But yeah, this one, never get tired of it. Just love it. Beginning to end, just a fun album for me. It was the album was of a summer for me, so it just holds a lot of memories and all that. So yeah, never get tired of it. And share your favorite VC channel. Okay, well, we're already at 24 minutes, so let's get this moving. All right, so honorable mentions. I've probably got 2 at the top of my list, but my honorable mentions right now. I like Abigail DeVoe. She does some really good stuff. I'm just gonna go through, of course, Americana Sam St. John. Look forward to his videos. Beer and Vinyl, Alex, absolutely. Enjoy his stuff. He has so much knowledge. Makes me sick how much knowledge he has on a vast. He's been paying attention. Me, I never paid attention. I always just listened to the music. So, um, who else? I like Brendan Snyder. He gets into a lot of music I'm not big into, but I still enjoy his stuff, especially inside the record store. Um, Concert Buddy, of course. First got to give me some VCLT, but we've been going about the same amount of time, I think. But yeah, got a good online relationship there. Uh, who else? Who else? Of course, Scott, DJ Vinyl Vertigo. He's a local guy around here. I've met him one time. Great guy. So yeah, that's good. Good guy. I like Fathom. She does some cool stuff, makes her own instruments and things. Um, and then she does really in-depth reviews. She kind of reminds me of Abigail DeVoe. Um, let's see, Trevor over at Flat Round and Spun, of course. French Vinyl Addict, yep. Um, Glenn Kellaway, of course. I met him in person. Love watching. He'd probably be, Glenn's probably going to be in my top three. It's hard because I like Sam too, almost equally. And then, we have Rob over at Northern Revolution. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody here. I just didn't want to miss anybody. Marsha, but she doesn't really do any videos. I like Melinda Murphy. Of course, Michael Nolan at the bottom line. Um, yeah, so those are the main people there. I'm probably missing somebody, but I was just kind of scrolling through really quick. But my top two, there is the vinyl community Gunkles that I've been getting into lately. I just love their antics. I like their reviews. They're knowledgeable and they're fun to watch. So I'm enjoying them a lot lately. But I was thinking of which one is consistent for me. That just I always like to watch, and it's same as Glenn Kellaway's pick, Larry Graves, the Canadian Stud Muffin. I'm just enjoy everything he does. He takes chances with his comedy and all that, and I have that comedic like want inside of me to do more comedy on this channel, but I just don't. I can't get it out of me like he does, and I'm not. I don't. I'm kind of insecure about making that comedy. Every once in a while, I'll do something, but he's just consistent and goes for it. So got to give it to him for that. But anyway, that's it. That's my, sorry it was so long, but that is my vinyl tag 2025 brought to you by this guy again, the pretty green vinyl guy. I look forward to watching his videos in the future. So if you have any thoughts or opinions on that, or if you have your own list, join the tag and see how it goes. I'd like to see what you have. And until next time, hope you guys enjoy your music and you take care out there, all right? Bye.